Hello, my name is Kelly, and I'm here to talk with you today about something that is vitally important to your activities of daily living. Before I get into that, though, I have a very, very personal question for you. When was the last time you got naked? This morning in the shower, maybe? What about the last time you were naked in public with lots of people around? Well, you were probably naked the day you were born, and I imagine there were a few people around. Maybe you went streaking in college on a dare. You ever had your bathing suit flop off when a wave hit you in the ocean? That's a little embarrassing. Personally, I try to hide my body from the public if I can help it at all. And I do that by choosing clothes. The clothes you choose are an expression of who you are, or at least who you want people to perceive you are. Clothes are functional, but more importantly, they're an extension of your personality. The clothes you wear serve a vital function in your life by protecting your body, expressing your identity, and communicating your beliefs. And we all wear clothes. I hope you're wearing some right now. Obviously, we can't leave the house naked. We all get out of bed each morning and make a conscious decision about what we will wear that day. I have been wearing clothes since 1975. But more than being a consumer of clothing, I'm also a social worker. And for a long time, I've worked with people who were seeking jobs. I've been an employment coach. You might ask, what does that have to do with clothing? But the truth is, the most common barrier I've had to help people overcome is not their interview anxiety. It's their interview attire, what they wore to the job interview. It can leave a lasting impression and can ultimately help you pass or fail that interview. So this professional experience has given me a broader outlook on how clothes really do impact our daily lives. As we consider clothing's role in our lives, we'll examine the history of clothes, cultural differences related to clothing, and finally the different and various ways that clothing we choose expresses our identities. Before we can truly appreciate the value of our relationship with clothing, we should first consider the history of clothing in general. So clothing evolved from a need for protection from natural elements and was originally constructed of materials readily available in the environment, such as animal skin, fur, foliage, combinations of shells, rocks, and bones. But as humans developed more skill and technology, clothing began to evolve into a cultural statement, a way to display a specific talent or class. According to anthropologists at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, well-dressed Ice Age women even wore hats, skirts, belts, bracelets, and necklaces. Clothing varied vastly across world regions, mainly due to climate. Egyptian clothing evolved into minimalist yet intricate fashions, while Roman, Greek, and Saxon cultures wore basic tunics and linens that allowed for free range of movement for function. Over the centuries, the variety and sophistication of clothing has flourished, and people are able to use their clothing for more than just protection from the elements or for function. Which leads me very quickly to the topic of culture. Clothing traditions evolved differently across cultures, and today we continue to use clothing to identify religious, ethnic, and regional identities. For example, many of you may be familiar with the Jewish yarmulke. The yarmulke is a small head covering, a round head covering, and it means different things to different people, but the general intent is to be a constant reminder of God's presence above us. Hence, Jewish people wear it on their head. Other religiously derived attire comes from the Islamic faith. The Everything Understanding Islam book, Christine Huda Dodge, describes the several specific requirements regarding clothing in the Islamic faith, including looseness, thickness, overall appearance, cultural autonomy, decency, and modesty. She states that dress is only one aspect of the total being, and merely what is present on the inside of a person's heart. Consider this. Do you dress differently when you attend your church than you do when you attend a sporting event? This choice to alter your dress is a way of expressing your cultural and spiritual identity. So why do cultures make such distinction in the clothing they choose to wear? Their choices help them express that spiritual, ethnic, familial, and personal identity that makes us different, that makes us who we are. So now we should examine how the clothes we wear speak to others. Dr. David Brunsma, assistant professor of sociology at the University of Alabama, has written a book called The School Uniform Movement and What It Tells Us About American Education. He says the school uniform movement reveals a great deal about the politics, social realities, and highly contested terrain of educational reform and the process of schooling in the United States. All of that from what a child wears to school. Now, this is a heated debate, especially in our area, about those who are for school uniforms and those who are against school uniforms. Whether you're for them or against them, they're there for a reason. Children want to express their identities, and most parents want to foster creativity and individuality. But there are some advantages to school uniforms, and many schools have chosen to go with this route. However, that need to express themselves will continue to prevail. Children will alter their uniforms slightly. Girls will pull their skirt up a little higher, or they'll wear bright colored socks or jewelry or a pin, or wear their hair a different way, because the need to express the personality outweighs the requirement to wear the school uniform. I hope our time together has helped you gain a deeper understanding of the evolution of clothing, the ways that different cultures use clothing to express beliefs, and how your personal choices communicate your message of identity to the people around you. So tomorrow morning, when you're standing naked in your closet trying to pick out something to wear, remember that your choice could make the difference in how you are perceived by others. If you care about your appearance and this is what you want to show others, then your choice will be deliberate. If you don't care about your appearance and you want your statement to reflect your disdain for vanity and trendy fads, well, your choice too will still be deliberate. We all have a message to communicate to others, and we all use our clothes to reinforce that message. Mark Twain once said, "Clothes make the man. Naked people have little or no influence on society." Thank you very much for your time.